Hi, today I will show you basics of Cyclone that you need to know. This includes some keyword and its icons, what it looks like, and basic idea of workflow, what you have to do during the post-processing, and also how to navigate in model space, also some important shortcut. So here you will have the server represent the workplace. You just look at here. So beneath the server you will have what's called database. So it's look like this blue box here. So you can think of it as like a cabinet where you put all your data inside. So inside the cabinet you have this yellow box here. It's called project, this folder. So inside the cabinets there will be multiple drawers. Like for example here you can have so many projects inside the database. So inside the project you will have something called scan world, which is this green 3-axis. So this scan world is you can think of it as a box file. So inside this contains your point cloud data and control, also images that took from the internal cameras. The black thing with the box with the folders is control space. So what this is the target in your project. So if you look inside, you'll see there's multiple targets inside your work. So as you can see, it will have this blue dot. So you can name it like B16. This is the survey marks, and T. This is just the target that I put up. So this is the control space. So inside the scan world there will also be model space. So model space is something that's generated from control space and also the scan data inside. So see, now we have the point cloud in it. So as you can see, all these point cloud already included the color in it. So if I apply here, you'll see the color will appear. So this is the model space. Once you scan, you also create each specific scan world from the data. For example, like here you can see station 1, station 2, station 3. So this is the multiple scan, each setup that I set up during my work. So in each scan you can see they have also its own scan world, and each scan world as a raw data, you have its own control space, which is its own target data, its own model space, which is the data that's created, the things that you can visualize, and the scan data, which is in the bin file. This is the point cloud data, what is in, and also the images. So image is the using the internal camera take the picture. So you see the image gonna put the color on the scan data, and it's created in model space. And model space gonna use image data, scan data, and control space, which is the like a reference to put it on. So that's the basic idea of the key term that you should know. Next, I will show you the basic workflow in Cyclone, so you can get the rough idea of how this works. So after you did the scan in the field, you will have to transfer the data from the scanner into some drive or a hard drive or something through USB, and then you plug it into your computer. Then you have to when you create your projects, then you're gonna import scan data, and once you did, it's gonna look like this. So you see there are 3 stations in this project. So in each station it will have its own scan world, and as I mentioned earlier, each scan world will have its own control, its own scan and images. So each one will have its own separately. And then after you import it, you want to do a registration, so you would go here, create registrations. So this black and white target icon is called registration. So it's pretty much put the constraint or the target from each of the stations, put them together and to make the one big new scan world. So you're gonna put all these 3 scan world together into these registrations. Then you will make the new scan world, which is combine all of them. So once you made that, it's gonna look like this. So from that black and white icon, it's gonna turn into this green new scan world. So you can see that there are 6 scan world here. So I did try to put them in like various way. There are multiple ways that you can put up the constraints. So and then after that, each of them will have its own control, and it will have its own model space. Once you made this scan world, you create the model space in that scan world, and then after that, when you work, you're gonna make like several iterations of your model space. So for example, if I made any change, usually I would try to keep original here, and then I will copy here and then paste, create new model space. And so once I make change, if I want to go back, I can always have the backup that I can go back to, and you can rename whatever you want. Maybe Unify then after Unify Flight Cloud, maybe you do some copy, then you do some data clean up. So then yeah, you can do various iterations, and I would recommend that you should keep track of where they are, and copy the file so you can have the backup. So now I'm gonna open up the model space and show you the basics of model space and how to get around. So now you see, once I open the model space, the blue is the constraint, is the other targets, the control. So the yellow dots here are point cloud data. So this is what it looked like. So first thing off, if you hold left click and then you go left or right, just drag up, down, anywhere, it's gonna rotate the screen. If you do right click and hold, you can pan up, down, left, right, anywhere you like. If you hold left and right together, it's gonna be zoom in or out. The same thing if you hold the scroll wheel in the center, you can also zoom in or out as well. It's the same thing as left and right together. Another thing is called seek. So over here, this icon. So if you click that or you press S on the keyboard, you can see that this crosshair in the center is focusing on that point cloud. Then you can zoom in or out, you can rotate. It's gonna keep the center of the screen always on that point. So you can press S and then rotate anywhere you like. And then this lock gonna release once you right click and pan. So in this seek, you can zoom in or out, you can rotate, but you cannot pan, otherwise it's not gonna lock anymore. So that's pan. And then another thing is, so for example, if you wanna just work only with this tree, you don't want anything else, so you can kind of hide the rest of the point cloud. So you go to view, set limit box by cursor, and just click and release. Now you can see that there's only this area, this box area that's remaining. The rest is gonna be high. You can adjust it, the size, by go to pick mode here. And this orange you can adjust anywhere you like. You see there's some part that's disappear, and if you wanna go back, just view and just uncheck the limit box. So the limit box, there's another shortcut. You press C and then just click. That's the shortcut for limit box. So and the limit box gonna create it from the center, from the crosshair. So you would S and kind of fix where the center should be, and then C to set up the limit box. That's what it look like. So that's the limit box. And then, as I just did earlier, there are 3 modes in here. So there's a pick mode. You can pick particular point. You see the white dot, that's where I pick the point on the point cloud. And if you want to pick more than one point, you can do multi-pick mode. You pick where you like. If you want to cancel, just spacebar. And if I want to pick, I can always go back to view mode. The view mode is when I did the rotating, pan, zoom. Those are done on the view mode. So you click that, and then you can go back and do that. There's the key that can toggle between view mode and pick mode. So it's the key underneath the escape button. So you can see it's kind of toggle back and forth. But keep that in mind that it's the single pick mode. It's not multi-pick mode. So if you go back here and if you click anywhere, what you already selected is gonna forget, and it's gonna just pick the new one. So you might wanna click on the multi-pick mode. And if you're gonna put the color from the scanner into the data, you can click over here, use the color from the scanner. Then you see the real color gonna apply into the data. And here, that's what we did earlier. This is the intensity color map, so it's not the real color. You can also go to grayscale, black and white as well. And in this view, there are 2 kind of view that you can use: perspective view and orthographic. So right now we're using perspective. It is like it is a wide angle. It's kind of like a human eyes perspective in perspective view, and in orthographic view it's kind of like in the floor plan kind of view. So you can see the geometry kind of align to each other. So that's I would recommend to use perspective view if you wanna make like animation or something like that. So to make the animation looks has better view. So that's pretty much roughly. Oh, and you can go to top view, side view, using that, and you can also adjust the density of the point. Oh, it's like you gotta zoom in and out to see the change. For example, here. So that can adjust the intensity, the density of the point. So that's the very basics of Cyclone. So thank you very much and have a good one.